Big changes for 2025. Are you ready to let go of the old patterns and stuff in you? Are you ready to make the changes in your life right here, right now? Hi, Awakened One. This is Rainy Maida Chang, spiritual teacher, ascension guide, Akashic record consultant, and energy healer. 2024, that incredibly fast year that went by so much faster than anyone has ever experienced time. One minute you're working on something, and then the next minute something new comes up, and then the next minute something new comes up. It's only going to continue to be that quick in 2025. And my guides have been giving me some downloads, so I wanted to share that with you. Big changes are happening for 2025. Things that we were very used to or are very used to, mainstream things like businesses, corporations, big pharma. There's going to be a big drop of the mic per se. These are the words that I'm getting, that's going to come up to the surface and educate everyone on what has been happening behind the scenes that us average people don't know about. That's mostly for people in the United States, but overall, the world is going to see some massive changes. And some of it is going to be a bit hard for us to adjust to because we're not used to big, massive changes like this. But in the long run, it's going to be for the better for us. What does that mean for us? That means that we have to be the best versions of ourselves as best as we can be to be able to contend with all the other things that are happening. And how do you do that? Well, for starters, you want to look within yourself, and any little self-limiting belief or program or thought process or feeling you have about yourself or deep within that comes up to the surface, you want to address it. We have some programs that we have installed in ourselves, consciously or unconsciously, when we are younger. As you're having conversations with dear friends, or you're listening to YouTube videos like this, or you are just meditating or thinking or driving and in deep thought and something pops up for you, you want to acknowledge it and you want to do some work around it because it's there and you don't need it anymore. We've had a lot of protective mechanisms that we installed into our beings when we were younger for whatever specific reason you needed them for. And now we're all being called to slowly face them and release them. I had a sense of guilt and shame. When I was 9 years old, I had a babysitter that was very bold and courageous, and she loved wearing very bright nail polish. And so when I was younger, one day I asked her to paint my nails because it just looked so exciting and fresh and wonderful. And she painted my nails bright red. And I walked out of the room and I walked to the staircase to walk upstairs to go show my mom. I immediately turned around and I walked right back into the babysitter and I said, "Can you please take off this color?" Unbeknownst to myself at the age of 9, I had instilled a program of shame. Now, this might not seem like a big deal for some people, but that program of shame, of feeling that awful feeling deep inside me, having anxiety when someone would say, "Hey, get something dark on your hands." And the point with this story is I had to really think about, well, what is it that makes me feel so uneasy when someone, or the thought of having a color on my nails? What is it? And then I realized, oh my gosh, this is what happened when I was 9. And I realized I don't need to hold on to something of shame when I was really little in this present moment in time. No one's saying you have to relive them, but you can just acknowledge what is coming up and say, I don't need that anymore, and I'm letting it go. I'm an adult. There's no pain or suffering that happens if I wear a dark color on my nails. But whatever I instilled in my own being at the age of 9 has followed me, and I don't need it anymore. It's not serving me. It's not helping me be the best version of myself. I'm holding something such as shame, which is so heavy, and there's so many layers to shame. And when I was getting my nails painted, my first feeling was, oh my God, I don't know if I could do this. Should I go? Should I go back? Should I get something else? Should I go with my usual like light pink or whatever? I literally started to have a little bit of an anxiety moment which, could have kind of full-fledged and become an attack. But I was like, and I don't necessarily have that very often, but I calmed myself and I said, you are okay. You're fine. This is not something you need to continue to hold. You are safe. And that is the key phrasing to remember when you are releasing something. I am safe. This isn't serving me to have this feeling of shame, this program, and I can let it go. So in that moment, I took a deep breath and I just exhaled. And then I just said, I'm letting this go. I don't need this. And how did I go forward? I got deep color, dark color on my nails. And it can be that simple, just deep breath, some recognition. Because when it comes into your mind and you finally realize, oh my gosh, shame for nail color, whoa, it is unnecessary. There's no correlation. In present time, I don't need that. And I can just let it go. And it is liberating. And let me tell you, I feel so much better. And I feel like a different person. And that's what healing is. Something so nominal for some people. They might be like, oh my gosh, that's not a big deal. But for me, it was huge. So you can do this with just your daily life. Now, there are some things you can do to let go of some programs that you may have installed unconsciously, consciously, or accidentally. And so one of the things you can do is do some gentle tapping on your heart chakra or your throat chakra if it's about talking, or about your sense of self and your self-esteem at your solar plexus chakra, which is right at the base of your rib cage. We have the chakras in our body where if you have some sensation or feeling of inadequacy or awkwardness or just some lack of feeling, you could do some gentle energy tapping and do some releasing and stating, I now release this feeling of whatever you come up with, of shame, now. Throughout all time, space, dimension, and reality, I don't need this anymore. I release this in my physical and energy bodies, in my cells, my DNA, and at the soul level. It's not serving me, and I'm ready to let it go. And that's the phrasing you can use. If you have that realization that there's a fear, an anxiety, a stress, a worry, maybe there was something that happened in this life or in another lifetime. For example, why are you afraid of going into the ocean? You can then say, okay, I know what the feeling is and I'm ready to release that. I don't need it anymore. I would love to enjoy the water. And you can then release that into the universe and say, universe, angels, please help me clear this away. I don't need to hold this anymore. And you'll find as the breaths come, that's healing, that's releasing. Just by saying to the universe, you're ready to let go, you need help, it is heard. And then magic will start to happen. The universe is always listening to you. You can say, I need help. Help me with this, please. And the universe is doing its magic. I know it sounds unbelievable, but it is there and it is believable and it happens. We are all supported. So next time you have a moment where you need help or guidance, just ask the universe, ask the angels, ask your spirit guides, ask your guardian angels. They are there for you. And they will love to help you. They cannot help you unless you ask. They are not allowed to intervene in your life unless you ask for help. This is a free will realm, so you as a soul can do whatever you want. So ask the universe for help, and the universe will be there for you. I'm here with you. I'm here to support you. I have a spiritual awakening kit that I'm putting in the description box with tools for you to use on your spiritual awakening path to help you fortify yourself. 2025 is going to be a very big year full of a lot of new releases to come up for us so that we can all continue to be our better versions of ourselves. Where we are right now is perfect and divine and exactly right. What's going to happen is more things are going to come up. And when you have something come up for you, you don't want to ignore it. Like I've said in many videos before, you want to face it. You want to acknowledge it, because if you don't, the universe is just going to bring it back to you and bring it back to you with more severity each time. I am wishing all of you guys joy, peace, healing, harmony, releasing, letting go of what does not serve you anymore. But also, when you release what you don't need, it allows you to make space for new things to come in, new talents, new gifts, new uploads, new downloads, new exciting things for you to experience in your present life. Leave me a comment because I would love to be here to support you. And I love you so much. 2024 has been a wild, wild ride. And I am really looking forward to continuing this journey with you on 2025. I'm sending you a lot of love, peace, harmony, joy, and happy new year to all of you. Bye for now.